The Sports Scouting Report with Libra King. Brought to you by Medine's Collision Center in Baton Rouge. Take control, choose Medine's. Grosse Savant Lodge, south of Lake Charles, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Company in Central, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Auto in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you have trusted for years. And Gage in Baton Rouge. Get better connected with Gage. Here's your host, Libra King.
Hi everyone, Libra King with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We've got a great show today. The show's about Barbe High School. We've got two great football players, two of the best players at Barbe. One's a big-time sleeper, and we also have a parent of one of the kids from Barbe, Ryan Boyd, who played at McNeese State. He was a Cowboy at one time in Lake Charles, and also, believe it or not, went to Dunham High School back in the day in Baton Rouge before he went to McNeese. And we're going to have much, much more. We're going to also congratulate the LSU women's basketball team when we come back. First national championship of any basketball program at LSU, including the men's. Incredible. Kim Mulkey, unbelievable job she's doing. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Hi everyone, Libra King, the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Before we go to Ryan Boyd, I want to tell everybody, be sure to subscribe. We want to get Jamal, who's going to be on, Levy, who's going to be on big time running back, / for Barbe High School. Class of 223. Reed Boyd, a tight end, H-back, receiver, big time player. Looks like his grandfather. Look, they're all built the same. His dad, his grandfather. We're talking about before we go to Ryan, who is his dad. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button for free on YouTube. And if you're a podcaster, go to wherever you get your podcasts. We're on Podbean if you want to go directly to where we are, or Twitter, or wherever you want to watch the show. But I want to go ahead and introduce Ryan Boyd. Ryan, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
I didn't know this till you showed up this morning to tape the show, but the man that recruited you is a friend of mine. When you left Dunham, started as Trapped, and it was Chapel Trapped, and many different names. But Dunham High School, 99 grad.
Yep.
You said that Johnny Nagel recruited you to McNeese.
Yes, sir.
Who's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was
a trip. Huh?
Yeah, he's a trip, and his son actually was playing at McNeese. He was the quarterback, Slade, who's at Tulane now. And when Coach Johnny came over to Lake Charles, he asked me to go to McNeese, and I had no idea where McNeese was. He said, well, you drive through it all the time when you go visit your grandmother in Texas. And he said, the city with all the lights and the big bridge. And I knew that as Sulphur over then, but we finally took 210 for the first time and went to visit McNeese and decided to go play over there with Coach Brookhouse and then Coach Tate and Viatar and all those guys. Lance Guidry, all of them.
Yeah,
good time.
Lance is a coordinator. Is it Miami now?
Yes.
Was it Tulane a week? Then took the Miami job.
Yep, that's right.
He was the head coach of McNeese at one time. Karen Crow, all over. He was a coach at a couple other colleges. But Ryan, I mean, you're a family tree. Your dad, Brad, was a heck of a player at LSU. Brad Boyd.
Yes, sir.
I got a chance to meet your dad in person a couple of months ago at an LSU alumni reunion.
Uh-huh.
Thanks to Tyler Fossey. Thank you, Tyler. Your dad, tall, great hands.
Yeah.
Was a great tight end receiver. And then you're tall. You're 6'4".
Yep.
Reed, your son's 6'3", 6'4". I mean, is anybody under 6'2" in the family? I mean,
just the girls.
Just
just the sisters and the wives.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Great.
Yeah. My brother's 6'6". I got cousins that are 6'6", 6'7", and one 6'9". My uncle's 6'7". So,
Wow.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Reed and I are the runts.
Wow. Yeah, my mom's side, everybody was 5 foot, 5'2". My dad's side, everybody was 5'11", 6'5". Ryan, tell me about, you were recruited by Johnny. You go to McNeese. Now you're in Lake Charles.
Yep.
Living in Lake Charles. You love Barbe. Your son's a senior. We're going to have him on later with Jamal. Tell the story about Jamal and your son Reed in that 223 class, because that was that post-storm hurricane where a lot of kids left.
Oh, yeah.
And some never came back. And Barbe's trying to rebuild from scratch. I'm just telling the story outside of Lake Charles, people watching. But you were one of those parents dealing with this.
Yeah.
What was it like coming back to Lake Charles, trying to play football and have a life again?
It was really rough because, like you said, a lot of the players had left and coaches were scrambling, not knowing what to do, whether they're going to have a varsity season or not. And Reed and Jamal, the coaches, had talked to them, and they decided that they were going to stay on their own free will. And they were some of the only ones that did stay, the only ones that had any varsity playing experience, because most everyone else left because a lot of the really good players at that time were going to be seniors, and so they wanted a good senior year. And so, they went out to, some people went here to U High, some went to Kinder, some they went all over, some to Texas. It was a pretty big deal, and Reed and Jamal kind of they were the glue that kind of held most of the team together that particular year going into their junior year and then from junior year into senior year. But it was a big rebuilding year for the city and for the school, and every school was affected at that time. But Barbe, for sure, had two good leaders in those two that kind of helped that team stay together. So,
what do you think of Jamal? Before I talk about your son, but one of the most exciting players in Louisiana that I saw last year before.
Yeah.
He can do it all: running back, receiver, punt, kick returns, but can fly on the field on grass.
Oh yeah. He's been with us since fourth grade, and so I've got to watch him grow as a young man, and to where he is now, and from the baseball field to the football field to the basketball court, wherever. He's gifted in so many areas and athleticism, and just an incredible athlete. Fast, has hands, can throw a football 60, 70 yards. He can do it all. Yeah. And it's super exciting to watch, and just watch him get double team and triple team and make those plays and get out there and, breaking some pretty important records over in Lake Charles, and Trey Quinn's records at Barbe. It was a pretty exciting year that year, his junior year. And then last year, incredible year with what he did on how bad everybody was on him last year. Yeah. And so he helped spread out the field and get things done.
I've got some favorite players I've seen play at Barbe over the years. Mike Miller, Justin Vincent, MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sean Smith, who was there with Trey Quinn, if you remember. That was the greatest tandem maybe in the history of the state.
Oh, yeah.
They caught more balls between two players than anybody. The quarterback was pretty good then.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
Baseball player for a while at UL. You go on, but Slade Nagel, like you mentioned, went to Clemson.
Yep.
Johnny's son, and his other son went MLB. But the players that have come out of the school is incredible out of Barbe. And baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to mention some later in the show, but we can't talk about every one of them. But there's quite a few. I'll mention a couple. The late Joe Lawrence, who went to LSU.
Uh-huh.
Wade LeBlanc, Major Leagues.
Yep.
Josh Prince, and Garen and Gavin. I don't want to butcher the name. Coach's last name. Cicchini. Both his sons were phenomenal.
Yep.
Jansen Jackson, Austin Nagel, Johnny's other son. And the first school class was 1973, I looked up. Did I get that right?
I think so.
And then the existence was 71. That was the first year.
Yeah.
Not an old school, really.
No. Nope.
Not the 60s and 50s and 40s like a lot of schools.
Sure.
What makes Barbe so good, Ryan, growing up in Baton Rouge, you see it in Lake Charles, but it's just, baseball, football, all sports, but just a great school for sports.
Yeah, we have there's a lot of really great athletes that come from that area, and we have some great schools that kind of compete for those kids, and they're lucky enough to have a great program, especially baseball and football, and just the history of the teams in the past, I think, is what gets a lot of those kids to come, because they want to be a part of a winning tradition and winning team, and have a chance to go deep in playoffs or win championships and just have a great career in high school.
I want to mention another former Barbe that I like, Chad Cooley. Played baseball at LSU.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah.
He's a tough guy, football guy too. Was a baseball guy for Skip Burtman. Your son Reed.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give you my opinion, non-dad opinion.
Sure.
Could be a great D1 player as a preferred guy.
I believe so.
Really a D1, you agree? D1 anyway, but still available.
Yep.
Still out there. Didn't sign yet.
Yep.
He's got your dad's height, your height. Can run. Got hands. I saw him on film this year. Will McClain threw him some balls. I mean, he can run. He can run past the corners and safeties.
Tough.
What do you think?
I think. I mean, obviously he's my son, so.
Yeah.
But just one of the hardest working kids that I know. He's wakes up almost every day at 5 o'clock, 5:30. Gets to the gym. Hits the gym. Goes to school. Has to do football workouts. Then he has practice. And then after that goes back to the gym. And then next thing you know, he's at the field in front of the jugs machine and running routes and just practicing all the time. And it's been a pleasure to watch him grow up and become the young man that he is. And just watching his work ethic is what makes me the proudest of it all, because he's determined to play at a high level in college. And with what he's got going on, I think he can be there.
Well, look, LSU's got a tight end right now that walked on, Giovanni Peterson from Colorado. He was a student, 6'4", 250. He's fourth team on the roster.
Yeah.
They had John David Moore from Ruston walk on. He was a 4-year starter, academic All-American. 4-year starter, walk on. If you're an H-back tight end, you can go to a big school. They're going to put a little weight on you. If you got hands, and he's got that.
Yeah.
So your dad played there. I know you went to McNeese.
Yeah.
But if you're watching and you're a Cowboy fan or a Tiger fan, he's still a free agent right now. He's still available.
Yeah, that's right.
So Reed Boyd's going to join us in a few moments. Also, Jamal Levi, who's a great player. Appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
And,
Mr. Lee.
We talked about Dunham, McNeese, and LSU today, man. And Todd Kinchin, I got to mention that, my favorite player.
Oh, yeah.
The legendary Todd Kinchin.
Yep. He was before my time, but he was a legend.
He was unbelievable.
Yep.
Still caught that touchdown pass against Vanderbilt to win in the final seconds of the game. There was no instant replay back in the 90s. We'll be right back.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. You're watching Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen. Again, go subscribe free. Podcast, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you get your social media. I only have social media because we promote the show in the magazine. I'm not like this young guy. Reed Boyd.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What do you think of social media?
It's a good way to get your name out there and, make progress with sports and just everything that you have going on visible to scouts and whoever needs to see it.
What was it like, Reed, playing your senior year for Barbe High School with your senior class? How special was that for you?
It was pretty special. All the diversity we went through with the hurricanes and COVID and everything like that. We stuck together pretty well and just fought through everything that got thrown at us and did what we could.
Will McClain, your quarterback, got hurt early. I know that was tough.
Yes, sir.
I know Will's not here today, but he's coming that injury and baseball guy too. But what would you like to say about your quarterback?
He was good. We got together early on, like our freshman year, I think it was. Him, Jamal, and I would all go out and do routes on the air. Even during COVID, we'd go out to either my dad's shop or just any field we could get on and, throw. So we always had that chemistry, us three. And, it was tough losing them early on. I think it was like week 3 against Sam Houston. Had a really, really bad concussion and just it wasn't the same without him.
Get well, Will. Still recovering. I pray he can play baseball at some point. Again,
maybe when he was younger. I don't think so in high school.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But maybe sports again. We never know.
Yeah.
Never hope to. The district's tough. Y'all play some tough teams.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Big Boy League, 5A.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of your teammate Jamaal is going to be joining us pretty soon after you're up here? What do you?
Considering the competition we had to go against, I mean, we weren't going against any small guys, and his speed was just electric. It was unmatched. It was hard to defend, obviously. He would have brackets over him and just, nothing was really able to stop him that well. And all the weapons we had surrounding him, it was a fun time to play in.
Tell everybody your current height and weight. I mean, you're growing every day. You look like a little heavier than you were during the season.
Yes, sir. I'm about 6'2", sitting about 220, 225.
You can run.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good
sir.
hands.
Yeah, that's my staple is my hands.
You
and
improved as a blocker too this year, I saw.
Yes, sir.
Growing up, your grandfather was a big deal at LSU.
Right? Yes, sir.
Your dad was a big deal at McNeese and Dunham.
Yes, sir.
Who do you like college-wise if they came calling?
My top three growing up always would have to be LSU, UL, and McNeese. Just growing up, obviously the LSU and McNeese with my dad and grandpa, and just carrying that on, and then just another in-state college I wouldn't mind going to would be UL.
You ever seen any old film of your grandfather playing ball?
I haven't got to see any, but I know he holds the records at LSU for the most touchdowns scored by a tight end.
Him and Dixon, man. That's crazy.
Dixon tied it.
Your grandfather.
Yeah.
What about your dad as a player? You saw any film?
Haven't got to see any film, but I heard he was pretty good. He was slow, but I heard he was pretty strong.
Only because he's here. I'm going to talk about some of your seniors. And Jason committed to McNeese, a big D tackle.
Yes, sir.
Kenneth, receiver, Gola.
Really good, yes, sir.
Travis Antoine was hurt a little bit this year, another wide out corner. Dylan Payne was a great O-lineman for the team. Caden Broussard was a very good D tackle. Caden Cordova, whose dad's a coach, great player from you guys this year. Colin Medlin, great punter kicker. Corey Sonne, tough linebacker. You, Reed, and also we're going to Jamal. We got other kids. I'm going to save the other players for Jamal to talk about that we're not recruits, but just mention all you guys that were coming up this year. But talk about what you need to improve on. You look like you could get up to 230 easily.
Oh, yes, sir.
In a college weight room especially.
Yeah, my plans would be to walk in the weight room at about 225, 230, get as big as I can and still able to move. I go to Jeff C at Maximum Kinetics to make sure I'm still flexible and explosive and able to do the things I can during the season. And just the biggest thing for me is getting my size up, keeping my routes crisp, and making sure I still have my hands.
Speed is overrated, I think, for football tight ends. Some guys hand time 5 flat, they look 4.7 on the field. You're one of those guys, I think, that looks faster on the field.
Yes, sir. I'm not the fastest on paper, but man, throughout the season, there wasn't a lot of guys that'd be able to hang with me, whether it be just because of game speed or due to my routes.
You look 4.5 on the field. That means more to me. I think your dad would agree playing college ball. How you look on the field separating?
Oh, yes, sir.
I mean, it's like these combines in the NFL. The guy runs a 4.4, but he had 0 tackles for the year, and he's a DB.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't like it's all pretty on paper. It just matters what happens on the field.
You're a player, right?
Yes, sir.
Football player. LSU needs to come calling in McNeese and all these schools. UL for you. You're a free agent. I want to mention this about your school. 3 state titles in bowling at Barbe. I had no clue. Bowling. Barbe baseball, I'm glad they corrected me. 11 state titles. And you told me, Reed, 2 national titles.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they are they're a pretty good establishment over there with the baseball team.
Now, were you recruited to play baseball at the school?
Not originally, no, sir. I ended up having a couple opportunities to be able to go back and try out again, but I ended up turning that down to focus more on football and, just build myself up, and I had to kind of have the look in the mirror and ask myself what I was going to be able to go to college for.
Man, I would be recruiting this kid to throw the javelin right now if I'm born. You got that javelin frame,
Yes, sir.
Throw it maybe 200
They asked me a couple times to try and do discus and everything, but I ran track my freshman and sophomore year, played basketball freshman year, had to quit because of historic knee injuries in our family.
Okay,
So
okay.
ended up saving myself with that. And then I picked up soccer my junior year and then picked up golf also my senior year.
That's
So,
why you look fast on the field. Soccer feet.
yes, sir.
Soccer. There's the secret, man. Good luck to you, Reed.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Reed Boyd, Barbe. We got his teammate joining us in a minute. Jamal Levy, who's one of the most exciting skill guys in the state. We'll be right back.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life.
Welcome back. Levi King, Sports Scouting Report host. You got to meet Reed Boyd. You got to meet his dad, Ryan Boyd, who played at Dunham and McNeese, and hopefully his son will play at McNeese or LSU in state because he's a big-time sleeper. We got a kid who's going to McNeese, who's family today. I mean, this is family for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Jamal,
Thank you. Thank you for having me, sir.
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
You're representing today.
Yes, sir. Had to go Pokes, you know.
The Cowboys?
Yes, sir.
Right. What made you, and obviously you're a local boy like
Yes, sir.
Charles. Barb's a rock throw from McNeese, right?
Yes, sir.
When did they actually come calling Coach Golf and those guys at McNeese?
Actually, this is a funny story. So, whenever we were on Jamaica, like a family trip and all that stuff, we were offshore fishing, right? And I got a call from the receivers coach, and
On the boat?
yes, sir. And as soon as we caught a fish, he offered me.
You trying to reel him in?
Yeah, well, he was reeling them in, and I was on the phone with the coach.
So you're with Ryan and you with
Yeah,
Reed and
yes, sir,
everybody.
yes, sir.
And you catch the fish and you get the offer.
The offer, yes, sir.
All right, man, it's a win-win.
Yes,
You
sir.
almost lost that fish trying to get the call?
No, we caught it.
What kind of
What
fish?
was it, like a mahi or something?
Come on,
Yeah,
big time.
yeah.
And you were happy after that.
Oh, yes, sir. That made my day. I was
Oh.
telling everybody, I was like, dude, I just got an offer from the niece.
Where do you get this crazy speed within a space of 3 yards? Like, a lot of guys can't start and stop.
Yes, sir.
You start and stop, and you're still fast.
I guess it's just genetics. My dad was fast, you know. He was from Jennings area. Yeah, yes, sir.
TNs, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my family, yes, sir. He was a quarterback back then, so
Okay.
he can throw it. Like my uncle said, I can throw it far. I get it from him. That's where I get my speed from.
Yeah. When Will got hurt, you helped.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Quarterback, you receiver, running back.
Yes, sir.
Hand time, again, speed's kind of overrated a little bit. What was your fastest hand time?
4.38.
I believe it. I believe. And then on the field, you look like 4.18. 4.0. You look like a Holiday. Are you old enough to know who Trenton Holiday was?
No, sir. I don't know who that is.
Trenton
actually.
Holiday went to Northeast High School in Baton Rouge, Metro Baton Rouge, went to LSU, ran a 9,900 in track at LSU,
Wow.
and ran a 10.1 when he was high school in the 100 meters.
It's like Olympics.
And he weighed 150 pounds, 5'5", returned punts at LSU. And I remember he returned a punt 90 yards for a touchdown against Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
And before the Gunners came up, I mean, it was like it was like lightning. But he ran a 4.2 in high school.
Wow. It's very
And
impressive.
some say, Coach Masterson, his old coach, who's a friend of mine, some say the story is he ran a 4.19 in an audition for Jimbo Fisher.
Oh.
Is that crazy?
That's very, very crazy.
You ran a 4.3 with some change.
Yes, sir, and that's crazy. 4.3 is crazy.
That is
but,
crazy.
4 flat, that's...
But you looking on the field though. Some guys don't look their time.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I get
You
what
ever
you're saying.
study an opponent and say, okay, they say he's 4.4, but he looks like he's 4.6?
Yes, sir.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like whenever I'm studying DB, like they'd be like,
Yeah.
he has great like zone coverage and all that stuff.
Hips might be stiff.
Yeah, like watch for his hips, watch all that
Straight
stuff.
speed.
Yes, sir.
You
Like
got
you catch him with the
but
head
you got
fake
the
and all
whipping
that.
speed.
Oh, yes, sir.
That's why McNeese got a home run, not just calling you fishing.
Yes, sir.
And you can fish in Lake Charles too.
Oh,
man.
yes,
That's a
sir.
good thing.
Yes, sir.
Talk about your buddy earlier, Reed. What do you think about Reed and why? I mean, I know there's a lot of scholarships taken by the portal, but now I tell kids, even though a lot are taken, you can still go and play because they're short on players.
Yes, sir.
But he would be a big time player.
Yes, sir. Like you were saying, big sleeper guy. Like he was getting called from UL and McNeese like all the time, and like they were literally on talking to him every day and all that stuff. And like my Uncle Ryan was saying, he's a great kid, great hard worker, wakes up every morning at 5:30 to like bust his tail and all that stuff. And he's a great kid. I'm ready to see him at D1 because I know he's gonna be big.
Well, you missed 2 or 3 games. You said 40 catches, 793 yards, 13 touchdowns. Your junior year was off the planet.
Yes,
you
sir.
had quadruple stats. Reed had 29 catches, 315 yards, and he said 7 touchdowns. That's a lot for a tight end at Barbe.
Oh, yes, sir, it is.
Barbe they might throw to the tight end 9 times in the end zone. He got 7 TDs.
Yeah, one game he had 3, almost had 4.
But people don't realize Barbe really didn't throw that much prior to the Quins.
Yeah,
and all
yes,
that.
sir.
A tight end.
Yeah, we were spreading the ball out a lot more this year than my junior year.
What's your goal at McNeese? What would you like to accomplish?
I would like to accomplish at least to have probably 8 to 10 touchdowns as a freshman. So every single time I touch the ball, I score. That's what I want to do.
What if coach says I need you as a punt kick returner?
Well, I'm not going to go in there all big-headed, but definitely going to go in there with some confidence. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coach Goff, you like him?
Oh, yes, sir. I love him. Great man, great coach. Love to be around him. You know, everybody loves him as a coach. Yes, sir.
Came from Valdosta State?
Yes, sir. Valdosta State.
Man, you and Reed got this interview thing down. When y'all go to McNeese, I mean, you're gonna be the broadcaster. You and Reed are gonna take the camera and the mic, and y'all need to get into TV.
Well, his specialty is talking. He likes to do that. I'm not really a big talking guy.
Like to fish?
Yeah, sometimes. Yes, sir. I like to fish. That's my hobby. Yes, sir.
Well, good luck to you. And look, I don't know. I saw this on the internet, but your school rodeo team, you didn't even know that.
No, sir, I didn't.
Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm looking at old Wikipedia. Sorry if I did that. But Landon Victorian, you told me before we go, is the best baseball prospect in the state of Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
Committed to LSU. You're friends with him. What do you think of his future? He's got another year left.
Yes, sir. He does have another year. I think his future is going to be very, very bright if he stays on that path, you know, because he's a very good kid, very great athlete. He's very respectful. He likes talk. Like, he's literally a great athlete, and I love to see him in the league because I know he can make it there, especially out of high school because he's getting MLB calls right now, but he wants to take the college route. That's fine. I'm not, you know.
6'3", 180, 185.
Yes,
big
sir.
Kid, can throw, can do it all.
Yes, sir.
And look, while y'all were talking, we were running highlights of your film, just so your mom and dad, because I know that Ryan sent me film on you and,
Yes, sir.
and Reed.
Yes, sir.
So we got your highlights in, and just for Nolan to let him know, we're putting those in for both kids, man. Good luck to you.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
I want to thank Ryan Boyd for joining us, Reed Boyd, his son, and also his son here, man. Big time Jamal Levy. Man, McNeese is pumped already, man. When this show comes out, I can't wait to see you play this year.
Oh, thank you. Yes, sir. I'm very excited to play. Very excited for the season. I'm really hoping this kid right here, Reed Boyd, comes to McNeese. Yes, sir. I really hope he does.
If the Tigers don't call him after be a Tiger or a Cowboy, right?
Yes, sir.
Or a Cajun, Raging Cajun. We'll see everybody on Wednesday.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee King.